hardest things to deal with when you're single is if you go on a few dates with a guy and like things are amazing and he's talking about the future and you have this great chemistry and then ghost. He vanishes. He'll maybe sort of make plans and then like not follow up, and then you'll text him and he'll be like, sorry, I've been really busy. And then nothing more. And you're like, what happened? Why? Why? A few reasons. Number one, you could be grossly misreading the situation. You could be overestimating his interest in you and really try to look back in your deepest, darkest heart and think, was I the one putting things out there that he was merely probably just agreeing with? Like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be so fun if we went fishing? He's like, yeah. So it could be not so much that like he was genuinely putting out the vibes as he was merely yay saying you and just like kind of nodding along, and you took that to mean he was taking the lead in the interest. Another thing, because I don't actually think that that's what's happening to us as women. I don't think that we're misreading things. I think there is a rampant epidemic of narcissism in the male community. And I don't mean like he's a narcissist. I mean they are like clinical narcissists. And I'll tell you why I say this. Because people who do that, people who like talk about the future and like, oh, what kind of pets would you have? And I want you to meet my parents. And they're really gushy, but not so much in like an alarm bell red flag, like I want to get married psycho way, but just in a way that like, wow, this is what it's like. This is what all those movies say it's like. You fall in love and things just click and then you're making plans and it's wonderful. That kind of way. It's because people who do things like that, the reason those guys do it is because it gives them like a boost to do something nice. It's almost like they're a little boy playing cops and robbers or playing army. They don't have any idea how to actually be a soldier. They're going to go pew, pew, pew. I'm an army guy. They don't have any idea how to actually be a man, how to be a boyfriend, how to be a husband. So they're just going to play at it for a few hours. And they have no concept and no real care of the damage that they're doing to the person who's sitting across from them. So be very, very aware when a guy does that, when he talks too much about the future. And it's not that we're gullible and we get taken in by this because we're desperate. Women communicate to build relationships. And when people talk about future plans with you, that's an inherent affirmation that the relationship is being built. So we feel communicatively like we're doing something right. So it's natural for us to feel like that this is a good thing. And so to buy into that. Be very careful. It could also just be that like, maybe he was trying to decide between two other girls, or maybe he got caught up in the moment of liking you and the chemistry, and then he gets home, he's like, I don't really have a way to actualize all those things I talked about, nor do I have a big desire. It could be that he doesn't necessarily want to be a boyfriend. He wants to be a great first and second date. Like that's all that his emotions can accomplish right now, which is fucking awful. Whatever the justification is that goes on in their mind, I think it's grounds for murder. Personally, I think these people should be dragged out in the street and shot. Do the world a favor, because it's so hurtful. So how do you avoid this? Well, take things very slowly and take things with a grain of salt. And I know that's hard because you want to get excited about the people you date. And the big question is, do I call him out on it? Do I give him the benefit of the doubt? No, you don't give fucking anybody the benefit of the doubt. This is why. Oh, I'm so busy. I got caught up in work. Barack Obama manages to carry on a successful relationship. Okay? Barack Obama. If he can have a wife successfully, this motherfucker over there who's ghosting out on you can send a text. Don't play yourself. Don't make excuses for someone who is not making excuses for their own behavior. And even if they are making excuses, who gives a shit? There's nothing easier in this world than to send a text. You're like, oh, I was busy. We've all done it. And no. So do you call them out on this? If it's after a few dates, no, because you'll look crazy. And like really, you're not going to argue your way out of dumped. If it's after a few weeks or months, yeah, I do actually think that you should call them out, because not because you're going to get closure. I'm going to do another video on closure, but because I think if someone's going to put you through like days of misery and crying, you can put them through one uncomfortable conversation. And it could be the guys are underestimating your interest and they're telling themselves the story of, she probably isn't even into it either. So she's not even like noticing that I'm not calling. If a guy's not a clinical narcissist, that's probably what's going on. So calling him out could alert him to that fact and save a lot of other girls a lot of pain. If you have more love questions, find me on Facebook at Shallon Lester and submit your questions there, not on my Instagram or DM, because they're just, I can't, it's too hard. Anyway, good luck. And here's to 2015 that is ghost free.